Detonation! Having dealt with the local patrol, Ace, Snakes, and 4 line up for their daring bombing run. Can they navigate the tight valley with ties and turrets all around and strike a blow against the Imperial war machine? Find out in this epic Purrgil Company conclusion.
Revenant Squadron to Purrgil Company. We're on station and beginning our approach on target. Get ready to go loud.
So when we last left you guys, you had just finished taking on the Druckenwell Combat Air Patrol that wanted you to fly to the capital spaceport and submit for scans and all of that. And they no longer are insisting that you do that because they're no longer around.
All right, Revenant Squadron, form up. We need a damage assessment. How y'all doing?
4 severely damaged. Gonna take me a few minutes to reroute some power. Get my systems back in the green.
I took a hit. Not too bad, though.
All right, boys. I've been better, but we can work with this.
Can I say that doing what repairs I can, it's more of checking the computer, making sure everything's plugged in the right places so I can jam comms like I do. And I sort of just like get in the zone. I put on some Manchana and the Manxes, a little bit of folk metal mix.
You mean Durasteel?
Yeah, it's Durasteel music.
Excellent. And I assume you pipe that into the speakers of your comrades.
Oh, absolutely.
Here.
Yep.
The music fades up as you guys climb up over the mountainous cliff that is the northern edge of the continent. You start making your way down the mountain range. So yeah, as you guys weave your way through the mountaintops there, staying low to stay out of the sensor range, you guys need a average with 2 setback piloting check.
Boost for our handling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm removing a setback with skilled jockey.
Whoa.
2 successes.
3 successes through 2 threats.
4 success and 1 advantage.
So all of you guys managed not to crash into a mountain.
Cool.
You know, there's a couple, peaks that kind of surprise Snakes and 4 as since it's dark out. But the sunlight's just beginning to peek up over the horizon, starting to get a little bit lighter at the early stages of dawn. And you guys approach the valley that you know that this target's going to be at. And I believe you guys had a plan for the formation you were going to fly. Describe that for me.
I'll take the front.
I'm a bit of a crack shot. I'll take the center.
That leaves me to take the rear.
Does that work for you, buddy?
I'll make sure you stay clean. Don't miss.
I'll try not to. I've been having a lot of bad luck today, though.
The valley's coming into view, and you guys are going to see what you've got going on. So let's make a perception or vigilance check.
Difficulty?
Right, that's an important part of this. This is hard with a setback.
Okay, I think I have a thing I can remove.
Yes, do it.
Setbacks, friends. I have a thing that will remove a setback and add a bonus. And this is the combination of my situational awareness talent and my attachment that is the tactical command and control and communication suite.
So You're removing a setback and giving us a boost? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 2 successes, 4 threats.
I had 4 successes and a threat as well.
3 successes.
So you guys, as you lift up over the final peak before you see the valley that you come down in, you get a look at this corridor of jagged rocks. And it kind of leads to the exhaust port that you guys are after. And from your distance, you can tell that there is a handful, about 4 turrets on the ground for defense, as well as you see another diamond formation of TIE fighters that have taken off, that are kind of off to the north of you guys as they start to turn in your direction. But you guys all do have an opportunity to begin your trek down this corridor before the ties will be upon you. So you got some ground defenses. At the end is the target that you're after. It'll take you 3 rounds to make it down the corridor to take the shot.
How close are we to those turrets? Would we be able to hit them this turn?
Yeah, you could take out the kind of closest ones as you move down. So essentially, they're lining the corridor, so you're flying through their fire or taking them out kind of one by one as you go.
Okay.
And so they're just kind of aligned that way. A little bit of a gauntlet, if you will.
We might as well use those proton torpedoes. They're slow firing one, so we won't need them in the next. So it's 3 turns from now. We can use them in the first and the third turn.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So we just start to, all right, team. Rev 1, standing by.
Rev 2, standing by.
Rev 4, standing by.
I thought you were Red 3.
That's kind of the joke. He's always Rev 4.
Anyway.
Targets directly ahead. Begin approach on the ventilation duct. Feel free to fire proton torpedoes whenever you get a clear shot.
Ace is in the front of your formation, and then Snakes, and then 4. You guys are kind of lined up there.
Okay. Well, since I'm in the front, I think I'll go first. And I think that if I remember correctly, I think my duties are to take out these turrets, and that's going to help clear the way for hopefully my squadron.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remind me, I'm looking at the proton torpedoes here. If we are using them, they have guided, and I don't remember what that does.
If you miss and you get enough advantage to activate guided, basically it could hit the target the next round.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, these proton torpedoes have more special than like anything I've ever used. I love it. Okay, so we are the straight line flying towards our goal. Ace is going to fire away at... I'm going to fire away at one of the closest ground turrets. And I think I want to do it with a proton torpedo. It's not moving anywhere, so it seems like the odds should be in Ace's favor.
So these turrets are silhouette 2, so they're still an average check.
Okay. And that is my...
And they've got a setback to it.
Okay.
Just because they're part of the landscape, so lining up the shot's more difficult.
Got it. And I would like to aim, and I have a talent that is steady aim. So what steady aim does is do not lose the benefit of aim maneuver when making other maneuvers or actions. Oh, also, I have a talent called Quick Strike, which is add a bonus to combat checks against targets that have not acted yet this encounter. Maybe this will be a great roll. 2 successes, 1 threat.
Okay. What's well, I don't have stats for these things, so it doesn't matter. I was gonna ask what the damage was, but it explodes.
Cool. All right, here goes nothing. And proton torpedo fires out of the front of his Z95, and this turret explodes, flying high into the air. Well, they know we're here now. Is that my threat?
Well, they already knew that you were there. Because you guys rolled enough threats to see everybody, but not be able to hide from them. What the threat here is that the turret, as it explodes out, the next one down the line, its view is slightly obscured, and so it's going to be more difficult to hit.
Gotcha.
So a setback to whoever takes the next shot at it, if anyone takes a shot at it.
So the way I was reading the space was that the ties are still not super close to us. Is that right?
That's right.
Like
you guys
the
have
turrets are a better shot, or just like we probably wouldn't be able to hit the ties at this point.
Essentially, you guys get this round before they're gonna move in and take shots, but they're close enough and to keep everything quick that they'll start taking shots when it comes to the NPC turns. So if you want to target them, you can do that too.
With Ace in the front taking shots at these turrets, I think Snakes knows that 4's ship is more damaged and sees the ties as a bigger threat. So he is going to shoot at the ties rather than the turrets.
Okay. So, and I'll flip to upgrade on that one.
Of course you will. Staying information, he's also going to aim.
Okay. And were you doing torpedo or lasers?
Torpedo. Okay, so that's 5 successes. So 13 damage, breach 6. So Snakes has his targeting computer down, even though they didn't use these targeting computers in the Clone Wars. This is a new technology. He doesn't care about it, but they say it's supposed to work, and he gets yelled at every time he doesn't use it. So he puts the targeting computer down, and he lines up the ties, which just look like little H's in the computer. It's just like this green grid over his eyes. And he pushes down on the buttons on his yoke, and a proton torpedo erupts out of the front of his Z95 and heads straight for the TIE fighters.
And as it hits the one on the right wing, it blasts through to a second one, and 2 of them are taken out in this spectacular flame.
Cool. They
the
like
rest come
spin
back.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's
the fire. It glows orange in the morning light, and he notices that the sun is now just about to come up. Is that right?
That's
it's
right.
Close. Yeah. All right, 4. Go get him.
Okay, so 4 is going to target that next turret down the line, which I believe has a setback associated with it. He's going to aim and fire a torpedo. Ooh, okay. Well, 2 failures, but I had 3 advantage, so I am going to activate Guided.
Cool. All right, roll again.
All right, same roll.
Yep.
Cool.
So the Guided, as I have it here, requires 3 advantage to trigger. If triggered and the attack misses, make an additional attack with the ability equal to the Guided rating. Oh, with the ability equal to the Guided rating. So you don't use your pool, I believe.
Right.
You're using the pool of the missile,
which is going to be 2 green.
Yeah.
But it's not going to have the setback or the boost. It's just going to be 2 green versus.
It still has the setback.
It still has the setback. Okay.
Yeah, still the same difficulty.
1 fail.
So the proton torpedo shoots past the turret since it was a little off there, and it did its best to correct. But as it turned into the side of the valley and didn't have enough space to turn back around and explodes into the side. The 2 remaining TIEs pull in behind the lead, against Ace, and they take a shot here. Yeah, so TIE laser shots go streaking past the front of the starboard. And it's super close, but doesn't end up striking the ship at all. But it does cause Ace to pull to avoid being hit. And he's off kilter for heading down the valley at the moment. So he'll have to bring his maneuver back in if he wants to continue working his way towards the target.
Okay.
The second TIE opens fire on snakes. They're kind of coming across the front end of you guys to deter you. And they get... The rope dancer takes 7 damage, but the TIE that was coming in after you ducks too low into the valley. So while he still scores a hit on the rope dancer, he actually does what any good Imperial pilot does and fly into one of the boulders that's nearby. It erupts into flame.
I've been hit.
Looks like he got hit too.
Things are looking pretty bad. I might need to pull out. He's in his cockpit, just sort of tamping down a little flame that popped up beside his nav computer.
Warning sounds and sirens going off all over the cockpit.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I can take a shot. I need to do some damage control here.
Ace, stay on target. I'll get those TIEs.
And it's back top of the round.
All right. I'm leading the charge here. I'm just for narrative's sake. I've got one behind me. Got one on my 6.
Stay on target, Ace. I'll clear your 6.
Thanks, Fool. I'm gonna do a maneuver to get back on track with the ventilation shaft, and I want to try and take a shot
on the ventilation shaft.
Too far away.
But you said it would take 3 rounds to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're in round 2, so you'd be within range on the next round, but not this round.
Got it. Okay. All right. I've got one on my back. So I'm gonna do a maneuver to get back on track, and I've still got turrets around me. Mm-hmm. I want to stay on target, but I want to do a piloting check to kind of disorient the target behind me.
Evasive maneuvers could do that.
Yeah. I want to do an evasive maneuver, basically. Okay. I'll do that.
Doug, make a hard piloting check with 2 setback. But this doesn't cost you, but that's how I'm running the turret stuff. Okay. So since you guys are still you're within range of a turret, it's how you fly around it. So it doesn't cost you strength, is what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha. Hard with a setback.
Yeah, 2 setbacks. But your skilled jockey or anything along those lines can take those setbacks off.
I don't have those. I rolled 2 success, 1 threat, and one of my successes is a triumph.
Oh, nice. I did this to myself. What would you like for your triumph?
Can I like inconsequentially like dodge like a laser blast and like just blow up another turret? Or is that too good to like totally dispatch an enemy?
I've got this idea. Also too
What do you
good. Too good.
Okay.
But the shot that was going for Ace sort of barrel rolls out of the way, and that tie is right behind him. So the shot would maybe do a little bit to the tie or something.
I think I like Doug's better.
Okay.
Yeah, because the turrets are just an environmental piece to make your life more challenging. And so I think with a triumph, essentially, narratively, Ace while doing his evasive maneuvers, takes just a couple laser blast pot shots at the nearby turret, and so he clears that for you guys.
Cool.
And so you won't have to make the piloting check this round to continue to advance.
I will do my mechanics check. So Snakes is in his cockpit. There are sparks coming from his computer systems, and he is doing his best to put them out. I would like to argue for a boost because he has a kit in his ship, a survival kit that would have some tools in it.
Does that survival kit have hole patches in it?
It does not have hole patches in it.
Yes, you can have a boost for the tools.
Okay. All right, that's 2 successes. He's doing a little bit better. So he is able to put out one of the little fires and screw on one of the... it's not screwed on. No, the screws are gone. They're somewhere at his feet. He found some space duct tape and duct taped some bits that were falling off. This ship is old. This isn't the first time it's been taped.
Nice. What about you, Four?
As long as that tie is on Ace's tail, he's not going to care about anything but clearing it. So I'm going to do the stay on target maneuver, which will upgrade my attacks, and then will also upgrade attacks made against me. And then I'm going to target that TIE fighter behind Ace to advantage. Ooh. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I didn't hit, so I can't activate links.
I mean, you can. They just miss too.
They would just miss twice.
You want to throw a boost to the next?
Yeah.
Or a setback to the tie.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw.
Setback.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to throw a setback to the tie.
Okay. Excellent. So Four takes his shot. The tie swerves and bobs and weaves to avoid getting hit, but stays kind of honed in on Ace and takes another shot here.
Despair? You get that despair?
Nope, because I didn't roll the upgrade because I forgot. I went too quick. How many upgrades?
2.
2. All right.
2 despairs.
It doesn't auto despair just because I forgot to roll the right dice.
Should we upgrade again with a flip?
If you want.
Anybody?
It's okay, yeah, with me, because the next round will be the
Yeah, let's do it.
big one.
All right. This is just a giant pile of dice that I'm gonna have to. Oh man. Okay. You got the despair you guys wanted.
Cool.
Congratulations.
And you got to try.
All the positive dice rolled 0 successes. So let's figure out how many advantages are left over for the narrative here. So the tie that's trying to keep from getting hit from 4 is taking a shot at Ace, bobs and weaves around, and he just gets too close to the edge of the valley as he's going and clips his wing, and his tie begins to tumble end over end down the valley, and this begins leaking fuel and igniting as it goes. This trail of fire starts to grow until it's overtaken with this huge fireball, and it obscures your target at the end, the ventilation shaft, as you guys enter into the range to take your shot on this ventilation shaft. So you'll have a setback from this distraction.
Okay.
For anybody who's taken the shot. But we're to that part of the round, so all 3 of you have survived. Who's
I'm
shooting?
taking the shot. Because if I miss, then people, if I miss, but there's other chances. So, okay, I've got the 1 setback.
You got the 1 setback. I am going to flip, of course.
Okay.
Last shot of the game.
Difficulty?
It is hard.
Okay. I'm removing the setback with skill. Oh, nope, I can't. Not skill jockey. Do I want to flip to upgrade? This is what the mission is all about. This is the mission objective. I'm going to flip to upgrade. And I'm going to aim.
All right.
But not with the targeting computer, because I don't trust it.
Snakes, you've switched off your targeting computer. Something wrong?
Nothing's wrong, I just hate that thing. That's 2 successes. One of the successes is a triumph.
Nice. Did I get my despair?
No.
Ah.
It just showed up with a failure. At least you got a failure out of it.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. So Snake sees this tie go down in this big burst of flame, and the oily smoke from it rises up through the air. And I think like Ace just flies through the smoke and kind of disappears into it, and Snakes follows right behind. And that smoke just isn't really clearing, but he was on target. He had that target in his mind, and just as they clear the other side of the smoke, he pushes down on the button on his throttle, and one of those proton torpedoes erupts from the nose of his Z95.
I think it streaks down the edge of the valley.
We get like a close-up of it just following it. Yeah.
It's got that magenta purple, fireball streak to it as it perfectly aligns to the center of this ventilation shaft and disappears down into it. You've successfully gotten your bomb where it needs to be to take out the base. Your mission is successful, but I do need a hard piloting 2 setback from each of you guys to clear the valley.
Does Ace have anything to say about that successful shot?
Great shot, kid. That was 1 in
100.
1 in 100.
I mean, 1 in 20 or so.
Like, well, but 1 in 10,000. It's a little bit better, right?
Well, I'm glad you hit. Nice job, boys.
Did you have any setbacks on that roll?
No, and I was just realizing I haven't accounted for your triumph, so make it an average check without the setbacks.
Okay.
But I am going to flip to upgrade. Sorry. I debated it, but it's time.
3 successes, 1 threat.
1 success, 2 advantage.
Nice. What about 4?
So I rolled it before you upgraded it. So I rolled a hard with 2 setback that I got rid of, and I got a triumph. And I really want to keep the triumph. I don't want to re-roll it, but I will if I have to.
I'm sorry. I'm going to make you re-roll it.
Okay. It makes me sad. And I got 2 failure, 5 advantage, and a despair. Oh, that hurts.
So as the conclusion for the mission here, what ends up happening is, as Snakes makes the shot, we see the torpedo go down the ventilation shaft, and Ace and Snakes pull up over the ridge of the valley, out away from the facility, followed by 4. 4, as he's coming up, the facility detonates, and the tail end of the explosion puts 4 into a tailspin, who disappears beyond the shadow of the valley as his Z95 goes down. And Ace the camera sees Ace and Snakes bank off to the right towards where the Purrgil Company has now begun its engagement with the Imperial garrison. And ominous music plays and swells, and the credits for your mission here is that's where we play you guys out. Thank you guys so much for playing. You guys did a great job. Mark, tell us where people can find and listen to what you do.
Sure. You can find my 2 podcasts, Coruscant Nights and The Otherplace, wherever you find your podcasts. We are on Twitter and Instagram at Coruscant Night, at Otherplace Pod. Yeah, thanks for having me. Hope everybody listens. Awesome spooky stuff.
Excellent. And Doug, where can people find out more about you?
You can find some of my artwork at voidboy.art, and you can hear my voice on Coruscant Nights and probably some future episodes of The Otherplace.
Next week. Yeah.
Well, next week.
Some past episodes.
That could be like, yeah.
Yeah, I did the math. This stuff's coming out in October.
Yeah.
So
you will hear my voice.
All right, and everybody should return for Dicey Cantina Season 2 to find out how 4 fares being left on Druckenwell.
We wouldn't leave the guy. I mean, he might be an old coot, but we kind of like having him around.
Because essentially, 4 has crashed, most likely survived because you had a triumph that I disregarded, so that's not fair.
Well, I was going to say, those 5 advantage, what if I ejected?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, tell me, how does 4 handle his crashing headhunter?
Is this an after credits scene?
I think so.
Damaged as his ship is and out of control, he manages to get it lined up and ejects, hopefully near enough for battle that he might be able to rendezvous with the ground team and maybe escape with them.
No, what you're getting is a solo episode series after this.
Okay, we can do that.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, so you pull the ejection sheet. It's just a bed sheet.
Okay.
You pull the ejection, you're out, and we see there's just that quiet, peaceful moment for 4 as he looks out over his comrades heading towards the battle. It's quiet at the dawn and end.
Thanks for joining us in the Dicey Cantina. Enjoying the show? Consider giving us a 5-star review on your favorite podcatcher, and reach out on Twitter at Dicey Cantina, shoot an email to diceycantina@gmail.com, or record us a message over on our page at anchor.fm. We'd love to hear from you. Your support truly helps the show grow. And for a preview of another exciting podcast, stay tuned after the credits. We want to say thanks to Mark, Doug, and Paul for joining us on this Purrgil Company adventure. You can hear more of Mark and Doug on Nightcast Creative's stellar podcasts, Coruscant Nights, and The Otherplace. Find out more about them at nightcastcreative.com or on your favorite podcatcher. And be sure to check out Doug's art at voidboy.art and Mark's work over at markceberhart.com. You can also find us all over on Discord, so be sure to check out the show notes for links to our popular hangout. And guess what? We're now over 65% of the way to exceeding our Donate for Destiny goal. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Discord, where we'll be posting more opportunities on this fun way for you to make a difference. For more information, visit diceycantina.com/destiny. Listen up for the following special preview, but in the meantime, that's all for now. So pull up a stool, and we'll see you here next week in the Dicey Cantina.
Hello, and welcome to The Otherplace. The Otherplace is an actual play RPG podcast set in a fantasy world on the verge of an undead apocalypse. Join Chauncey, Marta, and Peck as they journey across the continent of Fenrain, solving mysteries, hunting ghosts, and putting the dead back in their graves.
And as we turn towards the bar to start eating, I'm going to use my triumph to overhear a conversation next to us. Mm-hmm. What I hear is 2 people talking about
a haunting.
I grab my whip curled up, and I go and I use it still curled up and hit her with the cat of 9 tails because she's that close to me.
Okay, make that roll.
It slashes across its chest and starts oozing black from where the cat of 9 tails slashed across.
It's reaching out its little cracked hand, and I successfully cut it off at the wrist.
Okay, what's the damage on your weapon?
I feel as though my life is drawing me to fight against the undead that are popping up all across our world. And there's just something about it that I feel I must battle.
Join us every other Monday for a new episode filled with suspense, mystery, and adventure. The Otherplace is available now, wherever you listen to your podcasts.